Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of Classes of Cinematics, and I'm joined as always with my co-host. We got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo.
Yeah, folks, today we got a genre film. Tonight this is going to be kind of an action adventure, and we're going to be talking about Judgement Night from 1993. And in this film, new father Frank departs for a night, joining friends Mike and Ray as they head to a boxing match. At the last minute, they are joined by John, Frank's brother, stuck in gridlock traffic. The guys take a shortcut that gets them lost. In a very dangerous neighborhood, they witness a murder by a gang leader called Fallon. They flee, but Fallon now wants them hunted down and eliminated. With our cast here, we've got Emilio Estevez as Frank. His friends are being played by Cuba Gooding Jr., Denis Leary, well not Denis Leary, Stephen Dorff and Jeremy Piven. We also got Denis Leary in here as our, bad guy who's running this crazy part of town that they're running.
Fallon. Fallon, the bad guy.
We've also got Peter Green in this, Michael Wiseman, Everlast from House of Pain, and Michael D. Lorenzo, a.k.a. Torres from New York Undercover. I don't know where Malik Yo was at.
Right.
Maybe they killed him too, man.
Exactly. They killed him last week.
Yeah, there is some cool stuff, at least in the beginning, that I did appreciate.
Yes.
The fact that these guys rented a Winnebago, or maybe Piven, he owns it. I guess he owns that now.
He said that they try to gear his character up as like he's a talker, like just a smooth business talker. And he says that he pretty much conned the salesman, saying that, let me hold this for the night and I'll come back tomorrow and buy a whole fleet.
So he's doing like a test drive.
Like a test, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
that's pretty clever.
It's slick.
It's kind of cool though, because it's like they're going to this fight, in style, in a way, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I mean, dude.
It's like an ultimate kind of.
The RV was hooked up.
Yeah.
It was hooked up.
Yeah, it was hooked up a little bit. It's funny to me because they had a Nintendo.
They had the duck hunt gun.
I was kind of clowning them a little bit because they should have had a Super Nintendo. Nintendo had been out for 2 years by now. In
'93,
If this thing was really state of the art, it would have had the Super Nintendo.
Or a Sega Genesis or something. And I'm with you. I'm with you on that. It does have a smooth and subtle start, and I have a soft spot for films where they highlight the importance of friendship, and we get that right out the gate. That these friends, this group, they've been friends for a long time, and with that, I also appreciate how they kind of give us a little bit of what to expect from each one of the friends, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as with the character building right off rip. So that way when we get into the meat and potatoes of the story, we kind of know what to expect from each member in the group.
I don't know. See, I like Frank's wife. We only see her for like 2 minutes. But she was like her scene was one of the better scenes, even though it's short as hell. She's like, yo man, you need to grow up and hang with these guys, because that does come. You say that we get different we get the characters, but they're kind of all the same to me.
They're children, grown children.
So Frank's so different, even the wife brings this up. You got a family. The rest of these guys, they're boys. They're men, but they're still boys, and it's like you kind of get that with the personalities. They're different degrees of the same dude in a way, because Cuba's just like Jeremy in mentality, and John is probably a little different because he's the hothead, but he's still just as same.
And the thing is, it seems like too, like you get this feeling like outside of Frank, who's played by Emilio Estevez, the rest of them are also chasing the past. You know what I'm saying? They're not moving forward, and like there's multiple parts throughout this film where Cuba Gooding's character, what's his name, Mike, keeps referencing to Frank, like, yeah, man, you used to be a badass. You used to, knock people out. You used to do all these things. He's like, man, I'm a family man now. I'm not worried about that shit.
When you was in high school and you get locked up for the weekend,
and it's like
being a grown man.
Yeah, it's like
risking prison and jail.
Right, and it feels like Mike is trying to now step into that role because Frank is pretty much the leader of the crew. They all look to him for pretty much his leadership qualities or what he used to have as leadership qualities, and now Mike is trying to step into that role, but then when every time shit hits the fan, he overplays his cards, and then he's still looking at Frank like, man, when are you gonna let the beast out? You know what I'm saying? It's just it's wild to see that dynamic because as adults, one thing about being an adult is you grow, you mature, and you let shit go. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's not so sudden as I'm gonna stop messing with these type of people, but it just ends up happening usually, man. Just not by force sometimes, but you just find yourself, going out less to these things that you've outgrown or you stop doing, and things, for the most part, naturally go that way. I got people I know my whole life, and we're still cool, but I'm not hitting them up.
Just on different course paths. Yeah, me too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I told my daughter a long time ago, I said, man, the weed out process never stops. You know what I'm saying? Never stops. You know what I'm saying? Because as you grow up, you grow apart, and that's just, it's like I said, it's a fact of life, man.
Yeah, so essentially, on the way to this fight, a lot of traffic, they decide to take a detour after they get into a confrontation because of John's hot-headed ass. But it's also a stupid thing because I'm like, man, let this jerk go. Like,
they were trying to get over. The dude didn't want to let him get over. It's like, come on.
Like, choose your battles, because all right, man, we'll find the next gap. But then this goes down. After that, they decide to take a shortcut. My man Ray, he has an idea to take a shortcut.
Yeah, but dude, now this is where the film goes from being like had me all the way engaged to now I'm just like, what the hell am I watching? Because for starters, where the hell did they pull off to? Okay, because they get off this off ramp and it's like instantly it looks like
that though, like. Highways are designed to bypass a lot of stuff.
That's true.
A lot of times
but
it is bad neighborhoods.
Yes, but bad neighborhoods still have residents. Yeah. It's like it looks like I know this is Judgment Night, but this looks like they turned off on Judgment Day after Skynet won. Like there's no one around. You know what I'm saying?
This weird thing that was happening in the movies, and I think this is a remnant of that. Whereas there's like two Americas. They're like you see it all the time. You see the nice suburbia where Freddy Krueger takes place. And then on the opposite end, it's just the worst you can imagine of urban blight and decay.
Yes.
Even so bad in this because no one's walking around. Like there's no residents.
That's what I'm saying. Like
there's no cars driving through.
Dude,
like, what is this?
The only no sense. We were joking before. I said, dude, even the homeless people don't feel safe being out in the streets. They're hiding out in trains and doing all kinds.
This feels like a fantasy movie. Once they started doing that with the streets, I was like, come on, bro.
And Fallon and his crew are like head honchos in this desolate area. I mean, obviously they're making moves. They're making money by making their moves. But what are you doing?
Yeah, if there's no one out there,
uninhabited.
Who can you sell drugs to?
Right. What stores can you rob if they're all closed?
That's what makes it feel fantasy to me. It feels like the people that made this don't know what a neighborhood, an urban neighborhood looks like. A city neighborhood is just their crazy imagination. That's why this doesn't. This doesn't like even though honestly, they kind of did it in the Warriors too, bro. Because it's kind of weird when you think about that in New York City, and those streets are empty except for the other gangs that they run into.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a weird thing. Maybe it's a movie thing.
Yeah, everybody's just watching from the windows. I mean, and this is where like the crazy really ensues for me because, like you said, we go from subtle suburbia to like the worst of the worst of a bad area instantly.
But then again, that would make sense, bro. Because think about it, you never think, especially. Think about it. The closest thing we got is maybe driving into Baltimore, and you got those really big high overpasses. There's stuff underneath that, yo.
There is.
There's probably little pockets under there. I mean, not saying like this movie, but I could see how there could be an instant difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but there's still people. There's still locals. I mean, and it's not like the Wild Wild West. They had this set up like the Wild Wild West.
The best characters in the movie, they run past them though right away. My man with the hold up the cup.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then like, dude, one of the wildest scenes is when they're running for their lives because of course as we move forward through the story, the RV, they're lost and then. Ray's driving and they're like, oh, dude, you hit something. He's like, no, I didn't. And then they find out that, they did run into, they hit Torres, but they actually didn't.
Messed up his whole sting operation. Yeah. Man, been undercover for 3 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? He gets hit by a Razor's RV, but Then they find out that he's not even hurt. He's not battle damaged from the RV. He actually got shot. And then we get introduced to Fallon and the crew. And, of course, after they take Torres out, no witnesses, right? So that's where the cat and mouse situation starts. And, as they're just running through this area, there's no police presence, no one around. They can't get no help.
There's pre-cell phones too.
No cell phones. The one payphone.
Surprised you have one in the RV.
Right.
It's supposed to be all. Don't buy this one, Ray. Man.
The one payphone they had in this little area had the damn cord clipped, so it's like they can't use that either. But then, where it gets real wild for me is then they run into, I guess it's like a project housing building, and there are residents there that are afraid to come out their house. So I don't know if this only happens at night or if it's in the day. They don't really elaborate. But as, Frank and Mike and the crew, they're looking for refuge. Please, somebody help me. And everyone's like slamming the door in their faces. Fallon and his crew, they find out that that's where they're at. And these guys go SWAT team through this housing project. They're kicking in doors, blowing doors in with shotguns. They're grabbing people out by their hair.
It feels like they have
what?
Total rule and total control of this area.
But how?
What
did they do? I want to know what they did.
And this is one of the problems with this, man, because Fallon and his crew, they're just not compelling bad guys. They're just like an ugly bump in the road that you got to deal with, but there's no fun in it. And Leary's trying to do his best menacing, but it's just, I don't know if the writing failed it or what. It's just
what really took me back and just I was just like, yo, it's not working for this film is the banter, the dialogue. They tried to insert too many one-liners, what I'm saying?
Too much fake street shit.
Yeah.
Not really knowing how the streets go.
There's this one part where, where Fallon, Denis Leary's character, he goes up to the dude who's pretty much running the housing project. He's like, yeah, I need to know where these jokers went. They pulled a fast one on me. We got to get them. We can't let that happen. So come talk to me. I don't want to make you look bad in front of your friends. The dude's like, yeah, I'll give you, Fallon's like, yeah, I'll give you this money. Give me the info. And the dude's like, if I want your money, I'll take it. And then Fallon, so badass Denis Leary, he was like, you can't take my money, but you can take my money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, what are we doing here?
Yeah, bro.
And as the whole friend group's running for their lives, everybody has the wherewithal to crack a one-liner every now and again. It's like, dude.
Yeah, and then it's killing me too, because then what's his name? He's reminiscing over football days and shit.
He's Uncle Rico all the way, Mike. He's Uncle Rico, dude.
Mike, I'm like, yo, this is like the worst group of guys to be stuck with. Frank's the only one that's focused really on trying to get out of this, but it's kind of. I feel like, man, you should just run away on your own, bro.
Exactly, and then for
those is boys, he ain't gonna do that.
At least Frank, Mike, and Frank's younger brother John, Stephen Dorff, they all seem like they can kind of handle themselves, but Ray, on the other hand, he is the biggest bitch in the world, but he's the only one that has a cool nickname. They call him Razor. It's like, dude, what?
He is reacting a little bit realistically, I feel like, for the situation, but it is at the wrong time.
He's too scared to do anything. It's like, dude, at some point, you got to buck up when zombie apocalypse is happening, okay?
Man, they going through the sewers, bro. They going through, they pulling Ninja Turtles.
Dude.
Abandoned buildings.
The craziest scene to me,
the roof.
The roof. I was just about to say, dog. The only hold your breath moment that I got is when they're fleeing the housing project. They're like, oh god, we got to get out of here. They're coming, and the one residents or the two residents that opted to help them, like, you got to go because they're coming. They're like, but people have a way to get to the other side of the building, dude. Okay, so this thing must be like 50, 60, this building 50, 60 feet up in the air. There is a ladder with cardboard on it or a little plyboard or something that's dropped from one building to the other. And you have to crawl across it. It's like, dude, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
Rickety ass ladder. It's not. That's not a wooden bridge. It's like
I think they did that in one of the last Scream movies. Wasn't there like a ladder scene where they went from like the window to the window or some shit?
Honestly, I haven't seen the last Scream movie. I kind of tapped out after the third one, to be honest.
I did too, man. It was a slow day.
Ghostface, a cool slasher, though. You know, he's a better rapper. You know, but
yeah, it gets crazy, man. Because another thing too that bothers me is just the pacing, man. This
Yes.
movie is an hour 40-some minutes, and it
Right.
feels like 2 hours,
Right.
when it should be an hour and 25. If we're honest, like what's transpiring here isn't that deep, yo. Within the first 15 minutes, they ran into Torres already.
Right.
So what are we doing?
That's it.
There's just a lot of pauses scenes. There's a lot of dumb scenes with Leary too to try to make his character boost it up, but it doesn't.
Yes,
it just stretches us out. Like,
doesn't work. And my thing is, I'm with you. How is a film where 70% of the time people are running moving so slow?
Yeah, bro. It doesn't. I don't feel
What?
like they were in danger at all. And I don't even think it was enough dudes in this movie to look like they're running from the whole neighborhood. Like it's just
Right.
That's what you're going for. Like I said, this thing is following that Warriors mode, or it's like essentially like a zombie film. You're trying to get from point A to point B without getting caught by all these things that are trying to get
By a whole horde of zombies, but at
There's
least
not a horde of dudes.
But there's not a horde of dudes. That's what I'm saying. It's 4 dudes. It's like, how about this one? How about we try and drop our nuts for a minute and shoot the fair one? It's 4 them, 4 us. Let's just see what's what. You know what I'm saying?
Son.
They got guns. Razor has a gun. Come on, let's duke this one out.
Shoot 2 people.
At least. At least. You know what I'm saying? The scariest one in the crew is probably Everlast. I mean, but speaking of that, you know, I know we got the stove on with this one a little bit, but the bright spot of this film is the soundtrack. It was really, really cool how they did this like infusion of rock and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like just looking at the listing of tracks, you got Helmet mixed with House of Pain. You got Living Color and Run DMC, Biohazard and Onyx, Pearl Jam and Cypress Hill. I mean, there was a lot of cool mashups that went on, but you know where they dropped the ball is they didn't play none of them.
Maybe this is some weird stuff that they would have had to pay themselves to afford.
Right, like the only.
I don't know the rules. Like,
the only song that we really get is Fallon, which is Teenage Fan Club and De La Soul. And that was cool. It's like you played yourself. I
remember this movie back in the day, and just seeing the advertising for it everywhere, especially when the soundtrack was blowing up. And all the stuff that I saw made it seem like most of the time would be spit in the Winnebago.
Yes.
I think would have made a more compelling film if you hitting different blocks and dudes are throwing stuff at it and attacking it, and then you got this crazy soundtrack that could be pumping behind it.
Yes.
You know, that would have been so much better.
Do the Winnebago like
results.
do the Winnebago like the green monster in National Lampoon's Vacation. You know what I'm saying? Just slowly destroy it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, obviously the group of friends, they not built for this shit.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not even good at running away.
So another thing that stood out to me is the score, though, which is I noticed really early. I was like, yo, this sounds like Predator.
Yes.
And of course, when I looked up the score, who did the score was Alan Silvestri, who did Predator 1, Predator 2. I'm not sure if he did any other films later on. But I'm like, bro, the music in here really does sound like leftovers from Predator. Like
yes.
I swear there's even points where it's like the same shit, but like a different tone almost.
Yes.
Some of the music. I'm
yes.
like, yo.
It's like, what?
Some of the revealing scenes, like you know, and I'm like, yo, this is so crazy to me.
And the irony in that is, yes, Silvestri did do the score. Stephen Hopkins was the director, and him and Silvestri worked together on Predator 2. Hopkins directed Predator 2. Wow. So it's like, dude, like when you had.
I gotta see who wrote the script for this and then the script for that, because I think maybe that's the issue, because
screenplay for this was written by looks like it's Lewis Colick.
Okay. So I gotta figure out who did the, because there's something that just didn't happen here. Like, and I think this thing really suffers from lack of action. Bro.
You know, and also,
or just I don't know. It's not a thing. Like, this thing I expect to be energetic, suspenseful, and
thrilling,
and it's just not really much of that.
What kind of stood out to me is that, like, when you look at this group of when you look at this cast, right, as individuals, these were big time players in the 90s, but they're acting as individuals. Like, They don't feel cohesive. It feels like everyone's trying to outdo each other. Like no one wanted to take the back seat. Everyone wanted to be the front runner.
Like a paycheck. Like,
yes.
It's not written in a way where I felt like these guys were really buddy. No. Maybe I don't know, man.
Well, and then the thing is like from what I was looking into it a little bit, they did have problems casting people because initially they wanted John Travolta to play Frank. You know what I'm saying? And then they wanted Kevin Spacey to be the bad guy.
Honestly, if these guys were like the dads from Wild Hogs in this situation, I think that could have probably played a little bit better than having these, and maybe lean into the comedy of it a little bit more.
Or
probably save this, dude.
Or my thing is like you said, lean into the comedy more, or take the comedy element out. Like if this is
trying to be super serious, but
it's sprinkled with this unnecessary comedy with the banter and then like the facial expressions. It's like, yo, if you're really supposed to be scared in this kind of situation, then portray that. Yeah. Act that. Yeah. Be scared.
Give me some scary guys too.
Yes.
Man. Like it should be dudes on every block looking for these guys, man. Like it's not like there's no one out there. Who am I running from?
How is Fallon?
If I stay off the main street,
then
we can get the fuck out.
How is Fallon and his 3 minions running this whole area? Yeah. Like, dude, the crew in the projects, they were at least 20 deep. They could have took them out. They should be running the whole damn town.
Yeah, man. This is wild, bro. I think it falls apart on the narrative aspect.
Absolutely.
A lot of aspects, dude. Like it's crazy, man. Like I said, I knew about this film when it came out. The biggest thing, the best thing that come out of it was the soundtrack. You know, that was a pretty interesting time, 93. And you've got this mashup of some of the hardest rap acts, not all of them, because there's De La Soul here, but also teaming up with punk and metal and, bands and making like one of these highly regarded albums, you know?
Yes.
Regardless of how you feel about this film, it is one of the higher regarded, film soundtracks.
I mean, like I said, as we were going down the track listing, I mean, these are heavy hitters, man. And the crazy thing about this too is that, the story could have hit if they would have zigged instead of zagged, but it looked like it was directed well. Like that's the thing too. Like I feel like, it really fell short with the acting, which is just wild to me because these are good actors. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't. They just didn't gel together. It's like if it was a basketball team, nobody wanted to, pass the ball. Everyone wanted to take the shot. You know what I mean? That's what it really felt like. It's just that's not gonna cut it, man.
Yeah,
but
some of the mashups on here, I would just mention this real quick. We got House of Pain teaming up with Helmet, Teenage Fan Club with De La Soul, Living Color with Run DMC, Biohazard, and Onyx, which did the title track called Judgment Night. You got Slayer and Ice-T. Wow. Faith No More and
Booyah Tribe.
That's crazy. Sonic Youth and Cypress Hill. Mud Honey and Sir Mix-a-Lot, Dinosaur Jr. and Dell the Funky Homo Sapien, Therapy and Fatal. And Pearl Jam and Cypress Hill.
Yep,
that's crazy, bro. I might spin that.
And there was a song, another mashup with I think it was Trent Reznor and Zach De La Rocha. But it was like an 8-minute song, but they decided that they didn't like the song. It was too slow.
Where did it ever come out?
You can find it. I want to say on Spotify.
Okay. So it's kind of like
it's a missing track because they were unhappy with the final product, so they were like, nah, scratch this. We're not putting our name on this.
It never has been officially released. It was called Can't Kill the Revolution, but a demo version has spread through fan bootleg networks. So definitely could probably find this on YouTube.
Definitely. But yeah, I mean, like all in all, I mean, well, for me, I mean, I saw this movie when I was younger. I feel like this is one that, for our generation, younger crowds appreciate it a little more just for what it's trying to do. As a full-grown adult, the rewatches for me were kind of
rewatches.
Yeah, I did like 3, and it was like I was getting. I felt like I was getting waterboarded, dog. It was terrible, man.
And this came out when I was young, and like I said, I think I did see a bad review of it in that era when it came out, so I was never really that compelled to watch it, you know what I'm saying? And and then it came up, shout out to the viewer, man. I can't remember your name right now, but you suggested it. So I was like, all right,
we did this for you.
Maybe it's a thing too. Maybe if I did see this younger, more impressionable, less hardened by watching a lot of bad movies, then I might have been more open to what we got here. But as of right now, 2024, man, Monk, it's just I ain't got time for it,
bro. I'm just gonna say, like, I saw it when I was younger, and I saw it, this week, and no, my feelings are still the same. Like I said,
you didn't like it?
I mean, it was a little too far fetched. And there are a lot of other movies that are done in this likeness that are done so much better. You know what I'm saying? And
I should have had a list of those kind of.
Yeah, I mean, and this one just it feels like it doesn't know exactly what it wants to be. You know what I mean? And that really that shines through. Not trying to harp on it too bad, but it's just, like I said, my rewatches were not that enjoyable. It's not something I'm going to go back to anytime soon. I think I've seen it enough. It's seared into my brain. So can't recommend this. I mean, best recommendation I'll give is if you like the actors and you want to see them giving their best individual efforts.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in here that would go on to do better things. Of course, Emilio Estevez is probably the biggest star in here, so it's interesting to get him. But other people, Piven and
Stephen Dorff. I mean, Dorff, he started shining. Cuba started. He was rocking and rolling for a little bit, and then he started doing indie films. But.
Yeah. So for that, it is what it is. Well, I think we can wrap this up, man. We're going to catch y'all next time on Classic Cinematics. It's going to be interesting. We got the Halloween stuff coming up. We're probably going to get those out immediately, though. Since this month is, pretty much started. And so this will probably be coming out after that. But you can catch us on the next show, man. Check us out at Classic Cinematics on Instagram. Make sure you like, subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about us. Buy some merch. And catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram.
And shout out to all of the new subscribers. I noticed that we just keep getting more subscribers. Just keep going up. So, we appreciate that. We appreciate the love and support. And this is Bobby Blockbuster. As always, you can catch me on the next show.
All right. Peace. Yo.